Yeah, hi there. These comments are for MA, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL iBT. And welcome to my course. You are my newest student for February, and I know that you joined my course. So let's take a look at your specific situation. Say, I am MA. You might say, I am MA. I would just put a dentist from Iraq who moved to the USA in 2012, and I haven't, you want to say here, had any contact, or I haven't had contact with any foreign people until I got a job. You can't say before 2 months. That is an ESL error here. You want to say 2 months ago. Now remember that if you have a subject and a verb, in this case, your first sentence is, I am MA, a dentist who blah blah blah. Then you have, and I haven't had any contact here. Now once you end that, you need to have a period, not a comma there. I want you to go to Google right now. I want you to type in this. What is a comma splice? COMMASPLICE. What is a comma splice? That's exactly what you did with this sentence. So I signed up today, let's say at your website, to increase my score to at least 96 for postgraduate. You want to say for a postgraduate dental program. My last score was 70. I would say here which I took in 2013. And I would, again, you're having too many, you put a lot of commas in there, but you're not sure about the period. So I want you to go to Google again. Stop the video, type in these keywords. What is a period? How do you use a period in writing? So punctuation, you need to understand what that punctuation mark is. Now I would say here, maybe this. However, I need to get a score of 96 before the middle of March this year. How can you help me? This is a good question. So hopefully I'm already helping you, right? That's what you do. Is part of what you have to do is, you are now one of my students, so you have to start using my course. Start completing speaking practice tests. You'll get feedback from me. Start doing writing practice tests. You'll get feedback from me. Start doing pronunciation pre-tests. Again, you'll get feedback from me. I'll even do a diagnostic of what your specific pronunciation problems are right now. I'll even tell you where you need to go on my course to improve those things. So if you don't post any of these practice tests, I will not be able to help you, right? Okay, so you say, I need the password and username to log into the course. Hopefully you got that already. I'm pretty sure that I created your username and your password earlier today, and I sent you an email. So you should check your email. Even go to your spam folder and see if I sent you that information. Let's go back now. Let's revisit your question. So how can I help you, right? Okay, I'm going to give you some advice right now. Okay, I want you to write these things down on a sheet of paper. I got some bad news for you. I do not think you have enough time to reach 96. You have too many language use issues right now. I'm being honest. Right now it's February. So in 1 month you want to go from 70 to 96. It's just not going to happen. That's too big of a climb and too short of a time. So, what is it going to take? My best guess for you, probably 3 to 6 months. That's what it's going to take you. And I don't know exactly, I'm not God, right? But I can tell you, you have a lot of language issues you have to solve. And until you solve these problems, your TOEFL score is not going to get that much higher. But it will get higher as you deal with these language issues. All right, so here are my suggestions. I'm going to tell you really some things you can do and how you can use my course to get the maximum benefit. Number 1, start reading every day for about 45 minutes. This is very, very important. Right? I really, really recommend this. You can read magazines, newspapers, longer books. Read every day. Don't even stop when you see words you don't know. I want you to get in the habit of reading for about 45 minutes without stopping. Now what you can do is, if you see a word you don't know, highlight it. And then maybe at the end of the 45 minutes, if you want to go back, you can study the word a little bit more. You can put it into a vocabulary journal if you like, and so on. Okay, number 2. Practice listening comprehension every day for about 45 seconds. Now, if you have English TV, I think that you do. So you've been here in the United States. So if you have English TV, I want you to pay attention to news, documentary, science type programs. Watch those programs. Very, very important. Now here's the key. As you do your reading and your listening practice, I want you to take down notes. Get the main and the most important supporting points of the reading and the listening passages in note form. You see what I'm saying? So what are we saying so far? Let's get this down so you can see it. So we're saying 1. I'm asking you to do reading every day, 45 minutes. I'm also asking you to do listening every day for about 45 minutes. Now, if you don't have English TV for whatever reason, I'm going to give you 3 good websites. Randall's Cyber Listening Lab. This is a great ESL website to monitor and check your comprehension. Number 2, National Public Radio. Number 3, TED Talks. These are 3 really good websites. TED Talks, 2 words. TED-TALKS, TED Talks. Right? So, as you're doing this, as I said, you get in the note-taking practice. This is going to be very helpful for TOEFL. Now, using your notes, I want you to write at least 3 250-word summaries. I want you to write 3 of them. Each week, you want to start doing this for the next few months. The academic summary should focus on the main and the most important supporting points of the reading and the listening passages. So you can do that. Now, the next thing is, in addition to writing about these reading and listening passages, I also want you to give 3 60-second oral summaries each week. Not for me. You'll be doing other things for me, trust me. But I want you to using your notes, I want you to speak about the reading and the listening passages, and you should record your voice. You've got to get used to recording your voice. A lot of people, they're not comfortable speaking in front of a microphone. They don't change their tone. They're like, what are you doing? What's going on? Whatever. They speak kind of like that. You don't want to do that for the TOEFL, so start recording your speaking. And even after you record it, you can listen to it again. You can pay attention to your pronunciation, your grammar, vocabulary, and how you're organizing and developing your points. All right, here we go. So far, the first 5 tips I'm giving you right now have nothing to do with my online TOEFL course. They will build your English and it'll make it easier for you to complete a lot of the things at my course, but these things are very important for helping you to build your academic English language proficiency. Okay, so let's go to 6. Now, let's talk about my course. Now, I don't know how much time you have exactly, and depending on how much time you have, that will determine how long it's going to take for you to reach your goal. And remember that you can't just say, well, I'm going to study 10 hours a day. Your brain doesn't work that way. Your brain will go nuts. You'll go crazy. You can probably study at best, if you're following my suggestions, maybe 3, maybe 4 hours a day at best. After that, you need to go for a walk, do some exercise, you need to socialize, you have to eat, sleep, whatever. You can't just study TOEFL all day. Trust me, it'll never work. Okay, here's what you want to do. I'm not going to recommend a specific study guide for you. I have a 30, 60, 90 days TOEFL study guide, but I think that you're outside of that range, to be honest with you. So I'm going to give you some recommendations on how you can use my course. So here's what you want to do first. I want you to go through the vocabulary, pronunciation, and my grammar lessons first. Do these first. Now what you can do is, because it gets monotonous, you don't want to study grammar all day. That's going to be boring. You don't want to do pronunciation all day, and then vocabulary. That's also hard. You can take a vocabulary lesson, do one of those, and do a pronunciation lesson, then do a grammar lesson. And then you can go back to vocabulary. So each day, try to study lessons in the 3 parts of my course here. Now, it'll probably take you 2 or 3 months just to go through these lessons, especially because your English skills are so low, you have a lot to learn. Now, the next thing. Once you've done the vocabulary, the pronunciation, and the grammar lessons, I want you to do the reading, the listening, and the reading lessons. I think this is also going to be really good. And that's probably another 1 or 2 months. And then you can do the writing and the speaking lessons in my course. Now, you don't have to follow this plan. I'm giving you a suggestion of what I think is going to be best based on my 22 years of teaching experience. I've coached many students. One of my students last month just got 116 on the TOEFL iBT exam, right? So, but don't worry about that. You're not there yet. You don't have to worry about that. We just want to help you get 96 right now, right? So now, if you don't want to follow my suggestions in the video, you can go to my website. I have all of my lessons. You have complete, unlimited access. You can study anything you want, anytime you want, any way you want, right? But in my opinion, this is the best plan for you based on where you are. And remember, when I was looking at your message that you wrote me here, you have so much trouble with your grammar and so on. It's going to take some time for you to overcome these things. But once you do, then your writing score goes up, your speaking score is going to go up. A lot of good things are going to happen, but it takes time to solve these language issues. Alright, so those are my suggestions. So let's take a look at them one more time here. So I just went through the first 5 suggestions have to do with reading, listening, note-taking, and then writing and speaking about that information. And then my suggestions 6 through 8, it gives you some ideas on how you can use my online TOEFL course to score higher. Alright, anyway, thank you very much. Thank you for joining my course. And all the best to your high-scoring TOEFL success.